During a protest in Durrës, used car dealers have warned of their intentions to escalate their actions against the government's initiative to ban cars greater than 10 years of age from being imported to Albania. The remains of the prominent personality of Albanian culture were finally returned to his homeland of Albania after 69 years, with a memorial service held in his honour today at the Academy of Science. With the conclusion of the mandates for 6 members of the Supervisory Council, the Bank of Albania has been rendered non-functional and is thus currently unable to make any decisions. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday the 14th of November 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Despite citizens paying good money to have a roadworthy check completed on their vehicles, complaints regarding long queues in the offices of the business that is tasked with conducting the checks are on the rise. As such, citizens demand the SGS company to open more service points and raise concerns over the failure of checks for ambiguous reasons. Just a few days ago, the Competition Authority fined the SGS company 50 million lek after conducting an in-depth investigation into their operations, with abuses found as a result of the dominant position of the concession company in the market. The Competition Authority also recommended to the Ministry of Infrastructure and Energy to launch market liberalisation for providing this service. Used car dealers oppose the government's decision to ban importation of vehicles greater than 10 years in age from January of next year. Gathered in St. Vlach, where one of the largest car markets is located, they said the decision directly affects the income of more than 50,000 people. The government has argued this decision is an important measure in the fight against pollution. However, traders say the fight against this phenomenon should start with the quality of oil or with a focus on the landfills of waste as a more efficient way to repair environmental wounds. Traders demanded the government to reverse this decision and threatened the escalation of protests. But the Minister of Environment, on behalf of the government, has made it clear that he will not step back from the decision to ban the introduction of old cars into Albania. Former Prime Minister Sali Berisha and Democratic Party Chair Lulzim Basha held a memorial service today at the Academy of Sciences in order to honour prominent Albanian personality Mithat Frashëri. Sali Berisha spoke in superlatives of the Frashëri family descendant, adding that although history was unfair to him, finally his ambition was fulfilled and his remains returned to his homeland. Today, the Albanian nation lends itself to the greatest honour for the descendants of the immortal Mithat Frashëri, one of the most prominent personalities of political, scientific and cultural opinion in Albania. This great man gave Albania everything he had. He co-chaired the Alphabets Congress and signed the act which founded the state, the Declaration of Independence. Mithat Frashëri was a member of the first Albanian government of Ismail Qamali, a great linguist and a literary researcher, the founder of Albanian nationalism, the leader of Balli Kombëtar and a promoter of the Albanian War for Freedom. Despite the fact that the story does not respect the figure of Mithat Frashëri, at least he has come to rest in the place for which he sacrificed everything. He is respected by every Albanian, past, present and future. Meanwhile, those who ordered his assassination ended up in the garbage basket of the Albanian nation's history, Sali Berisha declared. Meanwhile, Democratic Party Chair Lulzim Basha, when asked if he appreciated the government's initiative in fulfilling Mithat Frashëri's last wish, had this to say: "I appreciate the initiative of historian Uran Butka and the dedication of the MP of the Democratic Party, Agron Shehaj. The government, as a taxpayer administrator, has nothing less than the obligation to carry out all the procedures for honouring this great patriot," declared Lulzim Basha. The Democratic Party accused the prosecution of being silent for 3 weeks in defence of Vandrush Dako, who he claims was buying votes with gangs and rewarding them for their economic empowerment. At a press release, Democratic Party MP Dhurato Chupi said the prosecution should explain to the Albanian people why they are not investigating Vandrush Dako and who has prevented the arrest of the mayor of Durrës. According to Chupi, Vandrush Dako should be arrested for electoral fraud after collaborating with gangs on behalf of Edi Rama's illegal power, facts which the DP believe are proved from the evidence contained within File 339. 3 weeks have passed since Albanians have been presented with the evidence of Vandrush Dako's involvement in the crime of buying votes with gangs, but the prosecution has simply sat in silence. Under the political orders of Edi Rama, the serious crimes prosecution is not investigating Dako, although it has been publicly proven that he has lied about friendships and exchanges with the Avdulaj group. 3 public wiretappings of international drug traffickers who buy votes for the Socialist Party and receive Vandrush Dako's praise after the elections are just the beginning. Unlike Dako asserted, interceptions indicate that he, the mayor of Durrës, has communicated with the Avdulaj group before the elections. The February 2017 discussion with Altin Avdulaj, nicknamed Nizia, proves this. File 339 states that the mayor of Durrës, after buying votes from international drug traffickers, has again communicated with Nizia to thank the gang leader Astrit Avdulaj just 2 days after the election. Albanians know how the wiretapping into Avdulaj's gang, a part of which is in jail for international drug trafficking, urged Vandrush Dako to intervene by removing the special forces. Despite these facts and deceptions by the mayor of Durrës, the prosecution has never questioned Vandrush Dako. The servants of Edi Rama in the prosecution should tell Albanians who is defending Vandrush Dako from the force of law and who has blocked the arrest of the mayor of Durrës. Today, Vandrush Dako is supposed to be in jail. He should have been arrested for the electoral fraud committed in collaboration with the gangs on behalf of Edi Rama's illegal power. All the facts are in File 339. In Albania, there can be no normal political process until electoral crime is punished. This is especially as it buys power with money derived from crime and corruption and then uses the power to rule the country together with the gangs completely against the interests of the majority of Albanians, concluded Dhuratë Çupi. The Bank of Albania is now unable to make decisions as 6 members of the Supervisory Council have completed the term of their mandate. As such, the meeting of the Supervisory Council of the Bank of Albania, which was scheduled for the 7th of November 2018, did not take place in anticipation of the election of new members of this council. The head of the Economics Commission states that the council must be operational as soon as possible and asks the government and the Assembly to cooperate to resolve the problem. The Bank of Albania's candidates are expected to be selected by parliamentary groups from the list of 15 names they have applied. The Assembly must select 3 candidates for the members of the Supervisory Council, while the other 3 members are selected by the government. Minister of Defence Olta Gjachka participated in a meeting with the United States Defence Ministers in the Adriatic Charter, also known as A5, which consists of Albania, Croatia, Montenegro, Macedonia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. The meeting was held in Budva, Montenegro. Albania, through the Ministry of Defence, is set to take the lead of A5 in just less than 2 months. Minister Gjachka, as the host of the next meeting in Tirana, invited the homologues of the Adriatic Charter member countries to support Albania's initiative to open doors to other countries aspiring to be part of the alliance of the North Atlantic. It is the time that we must show that we are ready to open doors for each other, right here in our home, before we ask the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation to open its doors to us. A5 should be A6. Next year, Albania will lead A5 and all should welcome Kosovo to become part of this initiative for the integration of the region into the North Atlantic Treaty Organisation, said Olta Gjachka. Gjachka also underlined the need to strengthen cooperation and political dialogue, adding that it is the right time for more clarity and long-term vision for the common goals. Albania will always remain engaged to the basic values and principles of the Adriatic Charter by continuing political dialogue and cooperation with the United States of America and A5 member countries, expressed Gjachka. Participants in the meeting, including US Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defence Laura Cooper, praised Albania's role in the region, particularly the open door policy. In conclusion, the Ministers of Defence of the Adriatic Charter signed a statement committing to cooperate in defence against common threats. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.